Hello, 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 my fantastic artists. Today we're going to be creating this masterpiece. This is a 2 rotation project, so we won't be getting all the way done with it. But as you can see, this does take a bit of work, so I hope that you're ready to pay attention. You got your art hats on, and you are ready, Freddy, to go. Let's begin. Now for this project, the first thing you're going to need is a blue sheet of paper for the water. And then after that, you're also going to need 3 different colors that are not blue. Now these colors that I'm using here are scraps, so anything around this size would be fine. You're also going to need a black marker, a glue stick, as well as a nice pair of scissors. If you need to pause the video, do so, get these art supplies together, and let's begin. Let's start out with the blue paper. It's going to be landscape, longest sides on the top and the bottom. Take the top 2 corners and fold them down to meet the bottom 2 corners. So you're going to fold this sheet of paper right in half. Once you've got those corners matched up, give yourself a nice crisp crease. And then once you open up your paper, you'll see that you've got that horizontal crease, which kind of separates your paper right in half. Great job. Then I'd like you to get out your scissors and let's go ahead and cut right along the crease that we've made for ourselves. Using your free hand, hold the sheet of paper nice and steady, and with your writing or drawing hand and your scissors in that, go ahead and cut right up the center of the paper. Take the time you need to do a great job, as always, and once you're done, you will have 2 thin sheets of light blue paper. 1 and 2. Great job. Okay, so what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be folding these 2 sheets in half. So with the top one, I'm going to fold it down just like we did before, but this time it's going to give me an even thinner rectangle, like a bar. And then once I've got that crease, I'm going to open it up, and just like I did before, I need to grab my scissors and then cut up that middle section. Now while you do this, it's very important to kind of give yourself some time to cut along that line, because these blue sheets of paper are going to turn into those rolling waves you saw in the example at the front of the video. So give it some time, pause the video if you need to, or ask your teacher to pause the video for you if you're falling behind. That's no problem. Next, I'm going to take the second large rectangle and I'm going to fold that one in half. I'm going to do the exact same thing over again. So today, you're going to be getting some excellent practice doing this. Now that you have your crease, get your scissors back out once again and cut, cut, cut. Go right up the crease carefully. And you can see that my free hand keeps scooching up as I cut, just to kind of keep the paper steady for myself. It's a nice little trick for all artists to remember whenever they're doing any kind of cutting. Once you're done, you should have 4 strips of paper. Now with those 4 strips of paper, we now need to curl them up. We need to roll them up. So here's my first one. I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to roll it up until I get about halfway up this strip of paper. So very carefully, give me a nice tight roll. Going slowly, roll it up. Now if this is a little difficult for you, it might be helpful for you to use a pencil or a colored pencil or a small pen and roll it up around your pen. Hold it, and what happens is you're curling your paper. These are those wave shapes. So we're going to be using a wave form, a kind of loop-de-loop. Flip your paper over and roll up the other side. It's very important that you flip your paper over so that you get the right effect for the finished project. So flip your paper over and roll it all the way up until you get about halfway. And check this out, check this out. Boing! Yep, that's right. So I've got this really cool wave shape. It curls up one side and curls down the other. So if you guessed that we're going to be doing this exact same process with the other 3 sheets of paper, you're correct. So as soon as you're ready, go ahead and get started on your second rectangle. I'm going to roll it up. Remember to stop once you get halfway up the paper. Great job. And then you can kind of continue on with the next ones. Once you got halfway up, flip the paper over. Here it comes. There it is. A nice curly Q. Flip the paper over onto its front. Start at the bottom. And roll it up. Nice. Now, an important part about this rolling process is that the tighter you roll the paper, The smaller the tube that you make, the tighter the curls are going to be. So you want to keep them nice and tight. Now remember, if you're struggling at all with this art project, I want you to find an adult who lives with you, an adult who's nearby, who can help you with this part. Because it can be a little bit tricky. You need to be able to use your fingers and keep rolling until it rolls out. So if you're feeling at all like you're falling behind, or you're feeling a little bit discouraged because it's a little bit more difficult than what it looks like on the video, find an adult. And if there is no adult available, that's okay. You can always do it later once an adult becomes available for you to ask help from. And the other thing that I want you to keep an eye on is you can see that the third roll down is super tight. The second one is not. You can always go back to a sheet of paper and re-roll it again just to make it curlier or looser. There is no wrong answer. It can be super tight or super loose. I would suggest more tight. It makes the overall artwork look maybe just a little better, but if you want to do loosey-goosey curls, that's not a big deal at all. I want you to kind of create the water waves that you want to see. Okay. Now check this out. If you put one wave next to the other, it fits right on top of each other like this. Whoop. Yep. So that's how we make the wave shape that the fish are going to go on top of. Now to keep these together, of course, what we're going to need is a glue stick. And I'm going to glue right in this area here. So here's my glue stick. I'm going to take the cap off and I'm going to roll the glue stick up so the glue part of it just kind of slightly appears over the top plastic piece. And I'm going to give it a bit of glue right about here. And then I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to kind of overlap them. I'm going to interlock them, fit them together like a puzzle piece, and make sure that they are glued together nice and tight so that they don't come apart. Great. Once again, if it starts to become a little loose, feel free to re-roll it. Now once you have two waves linked together, it's time to get that third sheet of paper and link the third one. So I'm going to kind of fit it inside the roll. You see how they fit together, and the way to stick them together is to glue it on the bottom. Glue it on the bottom of the most recent sheet that you've used. So here we go. A little bit of glue from my glue stick. And then I have to hold it together. Now the longer you hold it together, the better. I'm just going to hold it together a little bit. There we go. I'm holding one sheet of paper onto another right where I glued so that they stick together. And look, I can even, while I'm waiting for the glue to dry, I can even curl it up a little bit more. Okay, it's looking fantastic so far. Now my next step is I need to add the fourth curled sheet of paper, the little strip that I made over there. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, number 4. I'm going to fit it right inside here. Until it pops right in. Looks great. Let me grab that glue stick one more time. And I'm going to glue right where the two waves connect. And pop it back in and glue them together. This part takes a little bit of patience, a little bit of practice, so don't get flustered. All right, here we go. Don't forget to ask your teacher if you need this video paused. Just another reminder on that. And with whatever time you have left of class, I want you to kind of go through and curl the papers a little bit as you see fit. If you want to curl them up a little bit more, that probably is going to be a great idea until you have this nice rolling wave that goes from left to right. Once you have it all together in kind of a looping string, I would like for you to take a picture and upload it to Seesaw. And also I have an Art for Kids hub in case you finished earlier, because next rotation we're going to be drawing the fish that go on top. And I'd like you to get a little bit of practice, but this is only if you finish the project early. If you need more time to get your waves just right, that's fine too. Okay, that's all I've got for now, and I'll see you next time.